Hey people, Intrid here, 3v3 Faction War. This is Typhon Arena and Orks versus Chaos. Game 2, the Orc team unchanged. We have Ace of Swords as a Warboss, melee commander that walks through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Alongside HansMoleman is a Mekboy. Where's he gone? There he is. Teleporting commander that fights range combat, some good damage output, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. And rounding off this Orky blue team is lead designer and founder of Elite Mod. It's Caeltos as a commander of infiltrating commander that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins range combat with a twin link shooter. Red team, Dark Riku as a plague champion starts off range combat with the damage of a time bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build structures and repair, but is very slow. Alongside a couple of new players from game 1, we have Noisy, 5-time MRT winner as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and destructive commander, offensive spellcaster type guy with some awesome manipulation and control. This is Black Legion. And rounding off the red team, Osinski is a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Some very good offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. So we have a 4-time and 5-time MRT winner on the Chaos team. Can that prevent another loss? I think their most recent faction war before this was the 3-0 loss to Imperial Guard, wasn't it, for Chaos? And Heretics wiped there early on for Osinski. Chaos Lord with Kill the Weak and does get away because of that. Kommando shooting the crap out of him, and Orks might push power immediately. In fact, the Mekboy already is. We have Noisy with double Zinch worship. Does not want to engage two armies now. Needs to. What is he going to do? He needs to wait for Osinski to return, I suppose. He's gone triple Heretics into CSM. That build he used is often in 1v1 matches as when he plays Chaos. 486, 463. Double shooters going up against the CSM of Dark Riku, who has got some Havocs up here against that Warboss, who just about gets away from the Plague Champion's damage of a time bolter. His Heretics forced off. His CSM losing a model, heavy cover to heavy cover. They will eventually win against a single shooter squad, but I'm not sure against two. If there was a single squad, they'd probably just run in for melee. Plague Champion needs to be very careful here. Havoc's moving up, and they're going to set up right in the face of the shooters who are forced off. Maybe would have been better for him to back off a bit earlier there. Try to keep these guys in the field and wait for the sluggers and the Warboss to rejoin. But as it is, his army is going to be split up, since the sluggers and Warboss will get back on the field a bit quicker. Heretics with grenade launchers up for Osinski, and he's got some Raptors straight out the gate. So a slow start for Osinski, but a very quick Raptor squad could make a lot of difference here. There's a stun bomb though from Caeltos, beautifully placed. 461, 457. Noisy, losing one of his Heretic squads, has a Havoc up with that heavy bolter. The Havoc heavy bolter is set to get quite substantially nerfed in the next update. They're now not going to suppress quite as fast. They do suppress pretty much instantly these days, which is going to be toned down quite a lot. I'm not sure what kind of performance it's gonna end up with in game. If it's gonna be about the same as Space Marine Devastators or what, I'm not sure. We will have to see. 461, 437. But just going by the numbers, it seems to be quite a big reduction in their courage damage, or rather their courage damage multipliers at certain distances. 461, 429. These guys suppressing a couple of shooter boys who both have their big shooters. This is Ace trying to defend this power here. He's got some looters up, and Hans has some looters up. Caeltos losing one of his shooters, I believe. These guys have a knob leader though. Chaos Lord just about gets away. No, he does not, in fact. Chaos Lord versus Orks, then you have some decent tools. Daemonic Visage to debuff the Blood Maul to damage and disrupt. You have Armor of the Inferno, of course, which is just awesome against pretty much everything. Big disruption from range. Raptors jumping the shooters and forcing them off to Kommando, but they will be fine. And Hans is right there to cover the retreat. Raptors getting shot to pieces though, losing 2 models, but double Raptors now for Osinski. Became a lot more viable, of course, now that these guys have an awesome tier 2 aspiring champion with Power Fist and Melter pistol. Heretics chasing off these shooters with the Doom Blast and forcing them to retreat as annoys these heretics. War banners up, 2 of them, 3 of them in fact, and a triple here for the Orks. Caeltos still looking very thin. Is he going to go straight to tier 2 here? I guess he is. HansMoleman's Mekboy being really annoying, teleporting all the way over here and decapping a natural wreck point. A turret up for Riku. Was not expecting this in the middle of the map. You sometimes do see it though, turrets here to cut off this route to your power. You do need to be holding bottom for this to be effective though, which they are not quite doing at the moment. They might be able to cap it and set up some stuff. They have Havocs here and Eternal War CSM almost taken out. That Pain Boy, Sorcerer goes after him, cannot quite get to him in time though, I don't think. Sword of Flame almost finishing off the Pain Boy. That was very, very close. He was knocked over there. Was that allied heretics knocking him over? It might have been. 461, 285 sluggers running into Pain and go down. There's Coruscating Flame on the heretics of Noisy. One of the few chaos buffs that you can actually use on an ally. One of the very few chaos buffs that you actually get from war gear, I suppose that's why. 461, 261. Plague Champion with the Bile Spewer for Riku. Went for this in the first game also, did some really good harassment with it early on the power. Mekboy is eventually persuaded to leave. That was really annoying though, he actually fully capped this wreck point. And it's a 2-to-1 for the Orks. Looters for Ace covering the approach to his VP, and he can push on with the rest of his forces. What does he have on his Warboss? Spiky armor, of course. Bad news for Chaos because of heretics. Basically, just cannot engage the Warboss with your heretics in melee. They just die. There's fall over. Osinski has triple Raptors. This is nuts. He's using the Iron Warriors elite scheme, by the way. Or perhaps some kind of variation of it. There's a Raptor jump. And another. And he's doing a good job with them. Look, splitting them up, jumping different targets and suppressing everything. But now he's got a fight on his hands. That's Pain Boy supported sluggers, but he should have enough there to force them off. Yes, sluggers with their Knob Leader in fact. And everyone is tier 2 or going tier 2. Caeltos still hasn't got any other units on the field. Unless he did and lost them immediately. 446, 233. There's that kaboom. Commander Nob has gone for the Assassin's Knife. Has Sneaky Infiltration Kit and kaboom, as you just saw. We'll see how he does with that. A very fun build, as pretty much all the builds are for the Commander Nob. Osinski's Chaos Lord is in retreat, I believe there. Lost the indicator for him, which is annoying. 1-to-1 cap. The Warboss capping red team's natural, and we might see a triple cap here for the Orks. Triple Raptors from Osinski. What is he up to? That could backfire majorly because the Mekboy can use. Oh, he's got the battery pack. He also has that shield that bounces people around that I forget the name of, which is really annoying for melee units. Not the super tough beam, the other thing. Custom force field, there we go. Havoc's forced off. There is that an autocannon? No, this is a las cannon. I spotted this Death Dread, I suppose. Yeah, here we go. Gonna go for the power harass with this Death Dread and those burners and bits. Double heretics. This is Noisy, I believe. Yes. Wow, and Orks again absolutely owned here. That's a shooter squad down. That's Dark Flames in retreat path. Almost finishes off the other squad. Sluggers though remain, and Noisy did lose one of his heretics in that little push, in that little defense, and all the while the Death Dread is melting generators. Storm Boys for Hans. Double sticks for Caeltos. Can be really powerful at the bottom of arena. Sluggers hanging back to counter-initiate those raptors when they jump. Do we see that custom force field? No, we don't. We have the big shooter for the Mekboy. Shooter boy is getting way too close to stuff. The Kommando forcing off raptors and everything jumping everywhere. Stick bombs almost wiping out allied Storm Boys who jumped right into it. That was so orky. There's that battery pack heal there, a big heal there. Death Tread level 2 already, thanks to those power bashes in parts. Stick bombs thrown. Ouch. Wow, took out 2 models from the CSM and almost wipes the entire squad with that Kommando knob following in. The Mekboy is trying to finish them off, but can't quite manage it. 431, 95. Riku sent us some stuff to blue team's natural and has his own natural, and again goes for a Chaos Dreadnought. Don't think it did that great for him last game with that autocannon, and Noisy's getting one too. Plague Marine's on the field for Osinski. He has lost one of his raptors. Pressure is not letting up from the Orks, as you'd expect. Stun bombs, stick bombs, everything being thrown. Is that... what the heck was that? Was that tripper shot? Oh, yeah, it was. The knife gives you tripper shot, which is awesome. Basically just knocks an enemy unit over and stuns them, which is incredibly annoying. 428, 84. Caeltos having fun, I think, with his bombs. Looters moving up for Hans. Level 2, these guys. And more war banners. Can they push against us? Is it time to try and flank around the Chaos team? Riku's taking this contested power. Doesn't have that wreck, and blue team are retaking a natural, and here is the Chaos Dreadnought. No sign of Mark of Zinch to try and make short work of the Death Dread, and no Mark of Khorne to tear apart Orks. He's stuck with that autocannon, which is not doing much. He does have Mark of Zinch CSM to back it up, and is a big lump of metal to try and deal with. Ace, he's got the power core, and since this is not a Mark of Khorne Chaos Dreadnought, it will not have the melee resistance, so that power core will be very powerful against it. Beamy Looters also getting shots in. Dark Riku forcing melee combat to force them off, and his Noisy's Chaos Dreadnought as well. Well, here comes that Warboss flanking Las Cannon Havoc Smack. Almost got 2 models. Stun bombs stunning the vehicles momentarily. Beamy Looters getting shots. Look at the amount of stick bombs, good grief. Heretics wiped off the face of the map. 420, 552 I should say. A 2-to-1 cap for the Orks. A dominant performance so far in terms of victory points. And Orks are pushing against this Chaos Dreadnought. It's Ace with his power claw. Ouch, it's not going to live. Down it goes. And again, the autocannon Dreadnought not doing a whole lot there before it goes down. Why are they using these things without marks? I'm not sure what's going on. Do they know something I don't about these guys? Kaboom. Yes. He kills himself though in the process. He does have the rocket launcher now, the command knob. Level 4. 420, 25. Tier 3 for Ace, and tier 3 obviously for Caeltos. He has that tier 3 commando weapon. War banners are finally being dealt with slowly by the Plague Marines and some heretics. Red team retaking their stuff here with double raptors. They don't have their aspiring champion though. He's getting a dreadnought of his own. Osinski. Are we going to see yet another Chaos Dreadnought not do a whole lot and die in this series? Because Noisy's lost his now as well. Death Dread still lives though for the Orks. Pushing top. Osinski, we might see him go for the... I was really surprised that Noisy didn't go for Mark of Khorne Dread, since he is the Sorcerer and can warp it out of trouble and stuff. Red team have taken bottom then. Orks to push back. Orks just spent a lot of time mid. So, and look at this, all 3 gens having to be repurchased. Marcus Inch CSM behind that heavy cover there, guarding that approach. 390-22. Is this the start of a comeback for the Chaos team? Some Nurgle worship. And a Pawn Shrine from Osinski, but he's going to lose his heretics, I think, before he can finish building it. Or is he allowed to leave? He is allowed to leave. They're going straight for the shrine. There is a heal, battery pack heal, I believe, from the mech, and we do have a Mark of Tzeentch Chaos Dreadnought. A turret just went down there. Well, I think it was Riku's and he cancelled it, was it? Not sure. Was it these beamy looters that took it out? 364-22. I've got no idea, but they do get away. Just 22 VPs remaining. They are cutting it very close here, but they're holding bottom and they're holding their natural for now. Riku, being defensive, not surprisingly, does not want to push forward and lose this thing. Has some chosen Plague Marines. Good unit to guard a VP right there. And he's coming bottom to bash power with his Bile Spewer. Double stick bombs jumping out of the truck and chucking stuff. Is that double stick bombers? It is. Heretics wiping. Stick bombers are actually pretty decent in melee combat, let down by the fact that there's only 4 of them. Have decent damage and very high melee skill. Still, this Death Dread remains, and now Ace is pushing against all this stuff. Can Riku hold? I don't think he can. Oh, maybe he can. Las Cannon getting shots. We're just about to say the Death Dread is going to cause a lot of problems, but he does have a Las Cannon here. And Havocs. And another Las Cannon. Oh, this is Noisy's Las Cannon, and Riku has one of his own. And there's Touch of Nurgle as well. And the Nurgle's Rot. So you might get a bunch of Orc zombies, and there is Chains of Torment also. Ace running into a brick wall of nasty abilities here. Down goes the Death Dread. Ace does have a Nob Squad on the field making their way top. And we have some CSM from Riku capping. The Chaos team are holding on to this. Chosen Plague Marines going after the Warboss, who uses his Now I'm Angry to get that health regen, and then goes to town with his power core. These guys need to be careful. Smack. 95 DPS, heavy melee with that thing. Dark Flames. Down goes one war truck. Well, here's a looted tank. And now this Mark of Tzeentch Dreadnought is going to go down, I think. Wow. Double tank buster barrage and a looted tank. No chance for that guy. Here are those double raptors eventually getting their aspiring champions. Going after the war truck. Can they finish it off? No. Caeltos is wise to it and has that Mekboy global going. Cult of Speed, I believe it's called. Buffing all allied vehicles on the map with that speed increase, and also reduces the cooldown of their weapons, I believe. Pawn Worship. Can he finish off the Warboss? Almost. They need to push his power now. Just get that stuff down. They've already wiped this one. They don't want battle wagons in the field. It's a 1-to-1. Red team retaking their natural, blue team retaking their natural as well. There's Chains of Torment again, and here are those chosen Plague Marines. These guys have almost 3,000 hit points at level 4 if you can get them there. So it's going to be a 2-to-1 again, and Orks continue to push and try to get those last 22 VPs capped down. Osinski taking a massive risk with this push. Does he get away? At least one squad will get away. The other squad taking their time retreating, but they do survive just about. Wow. Lucky escape, but he does get away. Really ballsy move there from Osinski, keeping the pressure on. And there is... oh, that was the Sigil of the Rift. Chaos Sorcerer getting his Plague Marines forward and going after the looted tank. I thought that was a Terminator calling for a second, but none of the Chaos team are actually tier 3. 179-22. Nob squad from Ace moving top. Caeltos yet to get a tier 3 unit on the field, but he's not that far away from a Rocks. Beamy Loot is in trouble. Noisy using the demonic summoning to spit out bloodletters here, and Riku will retake bottom, and he's put another turret up to cover the VP there. 169-22 single cap for Chaos, and wow, they're gonna get triple hit. Are we gonna see them pull this back? We have triple knobs hitting the field though, a knob squad for each player. They still have a looted tank to deal with as well. In terms of anti-vehicle, what do they have? They have 2 Plague Marine squads, a las cannon, make that 2 las cannons, so a lot of anti-vehicle. They also have the power fists from the Raptors, so that looted tank might not last long if they can position their things well. And they are setting up on blue team's natural victory point. We have 2 shrines, one of them Mark of Nurgle, one of them Mark of Khorne. Not sure why he's putting this Nurgle shrine so close, maybe to suppress knobs as they come up the stairs, I suppose. Nurgle shrine is awesome. Periodic heal and enemy suppression also will allow you to reinforce, if you worship it, the Khorne shrine, spitting out bloodletters and giving you a damage buff. There's that Chains of Torment, such a powerful tool against knobs. 86-22, it's close. Chaos holding on. They've lost the bottom though, completely, even lost their power there. So they are putting all of their eggs into this basket at the top. What's going on here? 2 knob squads meeting Chaos forces does not work out well for Raptors. He saves both of his squads though. But these knobs might just march across the field and just walk up and take this VP. What is going to be able to stop them? This knob squad is forced off. Touch of Nurgle Heretics helping out there, and the chosen Plague Marines, and they retain it, and he's rebuilding his Nurgle shrine a bit further back this time. But can they hold? Hide the boys on knobs from Caeltos' global bar, and that is a dead Havoc, I think. Yes, with heavy bolter, looks like. 66-22 is getting so close. More Havocs for Noisy. He wants to try and control these knobs as much as he can. No sign of Tome of Subjugation, but he does have Icon of Zeech. He's switching back to Sigil of the Rift. Here's that looted tank though, popping up just at the right time to put pressure on these CSM and pincer it between the knob squad and the shooters, level 4 shooters, and that looted tank. That was nasty, but they do get away. 46-22. Chaos, can you continue to hold with this 2-1? Massive push from Ace. I think he needs some help up here though. There's 2 las cannons which are not going to help out too much, but there's a Rocks, and that might get that VP for him, because that is going to devastate those Havocs, and takes out the shrine as well. Somehow the Havocs survive. All 3 of them survive, but here comes a knob squad to flank. Ouch, look at that pincer. Raptors now jumping in out of nowhere. But do they want to get close to these knobs? I don't think they do. 25-22, the Orks need to cap here. There's Touch of Nurgle again. What a great time to have Touch of Nurgle. Big intense engagements, close quarters. Some Orc zombies as well, I believe. Did I just see? Not sure. Did he have the blight grenades? I thought I saw some blight grenade type infection going on. 12-22. Now it's the Orcs' turn to hold top, I think. They're going to get the 2-1, which might be enough, but they are rolling across to try and get a triple cap, or at least a decap here. Havocs are holding, but a single frenzy, and they are off the field. But what's this? It's CSM trying to cap, but double stick bombers will force them off in melee combat. 12-17. They did decap though, so good job to these guys. But they might get wiped. Here come Heretics. He was waiting for these. And there's a Havoc weighing in with Heavy Bolter. 12-17 still. The 1-to-1 cap. And here comes Caeltos to get the decap. Mark of Khorne Dreadnought. There we go. Going after the Nob squad. Down goes the Warboss. And with that melee resistance, you see the excellent job this Dreadnought is doing against his Nobs. Wow, with Blood Rage as well. But here we have a big flank. Double Nobs flanking in. Good grief. Stopped in their tracks by Chains of Torment. 12-10 with the 1-to-1 cap. Can the blue team take this natural for the 2-to-1? It's so close. Havocs have been caught. What is this? None of the Chaos players are tier 3, so no sign of Lightning Claw Terminates to help them out versus these Nobs. Now I don't know if they can deal with them. Maybe if they had multiple Mark of Khorne Dreadnoughts. But that guy went down, and they're not going to get others out in time, I don't think. So Orks will take this and get the 2-to-1 and win, I believe. Oh, they decap bottom as well, so it's going to be a double cap, and there it is. And there's the victory for the Orks. A very valiant effort though from the Chaos players under so much pressure early on. Lots of power harass here and down here. Lots of heretic losses as well. Osinski with these triple raptors, which I don't think quite worked out for him, but pretty cool to see. He got their aspiring champions very late, which is odd. But yeah, Orks got tier 3, got their Nob squads out, and without Lightning Claw Terminators and perhaps a big scary melee plague champion, it's not going to be easy to deal with at the best of times. Did we see? Oh, we did see the Blood Maul at least on the Chaos Lord to try and disrupt those guys. But yeah, really tough. And no Tome of Subjugation from the Sorcerer. Level 8 though, this guy. Level 3 Plague Champion. Level 7 Warboss. Level 8 Mekboy had Proximity Mines. Level 7 Kommando who had Rocket Launcher at the end. Level 4 Chaos Lord. That's 2-0 up then, the Orks going into the third game. And I'll see you there guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.